So today is another day of good news. For 17 consecutive days now that we have not had a single locally transmitted infection case. So let's keep it that way.
It's even better news today because there is no new case of infection and no new death today from COVID-19. But CCSA assistant spokesperson also emphasized that there is no room for complacency and we must protect ourselves with masks, social distancing and wash hands very often. And as Kuntepchai mentioned, 17 consecutive days we don't have local infection cases. And in the past 2 weeks, new infections are returnees who stay in state quarantine and mostly are returnees from Kuwait, UAE, Saudi Arabia, India and Pakistan.
And even better news may be awaiting us tomorrow because the big question now is when will the curfew be lifted, Kunatha?
Yes.
And this question has been raised again and again in the past few days when the number of infection cases in Thailand continue to be as low as it has been the 17 days. So when the Secretary General of the National Security Council, General Somsak Lungsita, was asked about the possibility of the curfews being lifted in the near future, he has this to say. He said, let's wait for good news tomorrow. So this could only be interpreted as good news because good news is good news. it can't be interpreted otherwise, right?
Yes.
Because there has been the speculation the past few days that the government might consider suspending the curfew for 2 weeks, 15 days, and to see whether or not it would have any effect on the efforts to fight the pandemic. If nothing bad happens, then the government will decide later on to lift the curfew altogether. Yes. But judging from what the general said today, there is a strong likelihood that the government may decide to lift or to waive the curfew altogether. Yes. In the next few days.
Yeah, so that's very good news for nightlife activities. But it doesn't mean that all business activities can resume, Kuntepchai, because some entertainment, nightlife entertainment, massage parlors, pubs, bars, karaoke shops, and sauna massage parlor perhaps probably cannot still open even though curfew is lifted.
That's right. So what the government authorities said today certainly reflects things that are going back to normalcy. They said that starting next week in the fourth phase of the relaxing of the shutdown measures, 95% of businesses and social activities will be allowed to resume. Yeah. So that means that life will going back to be 95% normal.
Yes, and another positive sign is about Thai Airways, national carrier. They will resume international flight on 37 routes starting from August the 1st, 1 month later than originally planned. Thai Airways planned resumption of services on 26 routes, including to and from Paris, New Delhi, Guangzhou, and Frankfurt. On August the 2nd, services will resume on Beijing, Brisbane, Brussels, followed by those to Auckland and Jakarta the following day, and the timing of resumption flight to Milan, Rome, Moscow, Vienna, Stockholm, Sapporo, Fukuoka, Sendai, Kathmandu, Oslo, and Colombo are yet to be announced. But as of now, probably Thai Airways can resume the flight again on the 1st of August.
Okay, and that will be the first step toward international travel.
Yes.
Which the government is considering to be opened very soon. Starting probably with the so-called travel bubbles, travel between Thailand and certain countries or certain groups of countries that have good record of containing the coronavirus. And let's hope that will happen very soon because this is something very badly needed for the tourist industries. Yeah.